Well, wildfire season is now in full swing. A fire burning in the gorge grew to more than 10,000 acres over the weekend. The Burdoin fire started Friday near the town of Bingen, Washington, and it's destroyed more than a dozen homes. The fire is 0% contained, and State Route 14 is closed in both directions in the area. Level 3 evacuations remain in place. You can see that large area in red there. And the evacuation center in White Salmon has moved from Columbia High School to Grace Baptist Church. Today, our crews talked with people evacuated, like Charlie Hopkins.
I evacuated very early. I have a horse that takes a very long time to get in the trailer. So as soon as I got level 1 evac, I started loading all of my animals. Yesterday, they were able to put a fire line in around most of our homes, and then they also did some back burning just in anticipation of the fire coming up the canyon.
Now, crews we talked with say today was cool and cloudy with some rain, which helped extend their fire lines. Meanwhile, the Cram fire burning in Central Oregon is on its way to becoming a mega fire. It's burned more than 95,000 acres near Madras. If it gets to 100,000, that's considered a mega fire, and it would be the first in the U.S. this year. Right now, it's about 73% contained, and the Oregon Department of Forestry says the threat to structures is significantly reduced. The fire has destroyed 2 homes and 14 outbuildings. Kyle Butler lives in the area. He says his neighbor lost everything.
Firefighters told us with Lynn's house as well is, you know, they fought it in every front they possibly could. It came from 4 different ways, and they tried to stop it, and it just got to a point where it was coming up a draw and there was nothing they could do. It's someone's life. It's their, you know, it's their whole home. Everything, their memories, their sentimental values, everything that they've collected over, you know, however many years, and it's all gone within a day.
Just tragic. Evacuation orders are in place for people in Crook and Jefferson counties. Wasco County lifted all evacuation orders today. Oregon saw 6 wildfires reach mega fire status last year. Okay, so let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino now. Matt, how is the weather shaping up in the region in regards to these fires?
Boy, these last couple of days have really helped, Blair. Having cooler weather, let alone rainfall, is just a boon, and we don't typically get that this time of the year. So we really should consider ourselves lucky that it did happen. Now, looking west from our camera in the Dalles on the Oregon Veterans Home towards Lyle, Bingen, Burdoin Mountain, which is a big recreation area, by the way, in the gorge. A lot of people, there's a lot of hiking trails, a lot of mountain biking trails up there. And you can see it doesn't look all that smoky. It's 80, which is not that hot for this time of the year. Humidity, 35%, which is higher than it can be. Often it's at 15% in the Dalles this time of the year, and the winds at 18 will settle down later on tonight. So those are all good signs. Hey, one more picture for you of the Burdoin fire.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that amazing? I mean, the fire itself and then that lenticular cloud over the top indicating the strong winds aloft and which brought the weather system that brought the rain and the cooler temperatures. This picture from Squirrel out in the gorge, just amazing. And I'm glad it doesn't look like that anymore. So the rainfall, we picked up a bit here in the metro area, but Eastern Oregon, I mean, this was super helpful. I believe they got some on the Cram fire as well. Up to 0.6 of an inch. I saw a couple remote weather stations that had nearly an inch of rain. Big help, even though we were still getting lightning here today from new storms. They were dropping a lot of rain. Now, what about the wind? It dies off overnight tonight, which is great. It'll be cool. Humidity comes up. We call that humidity recovery, which will be good on all the fires burning in Oregon. Winds come up tomorrow, but it's not going to be the 30, 40 mile-an-hour winds in the gorge, and around the Cram fire, other parts of eastern Oregon, not nearly as strong. So the forecast still looks good for tomorrow, even though we are warming up. Now, for the Burdoin fire itself, the winds will stay up there about 18, 20 miles an hour till about 10 o'clock, and then they just drop right down to 0. So that is definitely good news there. And you can see all the clouds around. I've been searching for wildfire smoke in the satellite imagery, but it's all shrouded by cloud. Perhaps the biggest source of smoke will be this big fire down in Northern California, but this is a good sign for Oregon, meaning the fires aren't as active as they have been. So sum it up this way, Blair. Winds are easing tonight east of the Cascades, including the Burdoin fire and on the Cram fire specifically. The winds will really back off. A few showers still possible in the morning tomorrow, then that's over. Winds, yeah, 5 to 15, but that's not that bad. And the rest of the week, sunny and warmer, and the winds will pick up in the afternoon with the heating of the days they typically do. But all in all, the forecast going forward could be a lot worse. Hopefully the crews will continue to be able to make progress, and hopefully we keep that Cram fire out of mega fire status. Nobody wants that.